Good afternoon, Schoolcrafters. My name is Adrienne Eickman, and I'm the director at Schoolcraft. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about our reopening plans and how that will affect you and your family. You should have received an email last evening that let you know that the board adopted a hybrid model for instruction beginning our school year in September. And so I wanted to walk you through that a little bit and maybe answer any questions that you might have. All right. So just as a reminder, the full plan for all three of the designations are available on our website. Option 1 is a full reopening with all students on site. Option 2 is the hybrid model, which we'll be talking about mostly today. And that is with 50% of our students on site and 50% learning from home. And the option 3 is full distance learning with everybody learning at home. And all of our plans for all three of those options are available on our website. So to put our plans into context a little bit, when the planning guidance was released at the end of last school year and throughout the summer, a group of teachers and administrative staff have been going through that guidance and putting together our plans with kind of the Schoolcraft flavor to things. Our first priority always is staff and student safety. We wanted our plans to be really kind of just as safe as they could be. And we felt like ultimately the safer that we are, the longer that we can stay in school. We also talked a lot about equity and how to ensure that regardless of the learning model and regardless of if students are learning at home or learning at school, that they're still receiving high quality instruction across the board. We also talked a lot about the portability of our plans, meaning that if we were to start in hybrid, but then have to move to distance and then perhaps go to a full reopening, but then go back to hybrid, we wanted to have a plan that would not cause a lot of upheaval for the students and not cause a lot of reteaching for students. We wanted things to be as seamless as they could be, even if we had to transition. So when it comes to safety, something that you'll note in our plans is masking for all staff and students. Staff will be wearing clear face shields when they are teaching so that students can see their face, and we have some students who read lips and will be able to see their teachers talking. When their teaching is finished, they will put a mask on in addition to the face shield. Health screening when students arrive will be a temperature check and a quick conversation as they come in the mornings. Our schedule and our daily plans, we've retooled to allow for social distancing whenever students are in the building. And we've also done a lot of work to get our cohort groups as small as possible, and those groups will stay together throughout the day. The magic number that they've been giving us in research is 6 to 10 learners in a space. And right now we are able to accomplish that in all of our learning spaces in a hybrid model. Because we're Schoolcraft, we tried to find some ways to innovate and take the guidelines that we're given and make them even better. And one of those innovations is the flipped instruction model. Flipped instruction is a pedagogy that was gaining some traction already before the closure happened. It's a way to maximize the time that the teacher has with the students for feedback and small group instruction, and leaving whole group instruction to a recorded lesson that can be viewed before the class period. In addition to those benefits, some of the things that we liked about that, rather than live streaming our instruction, which we know some schools are doing, is in a flipped instruction model, there's no danger of student privacy being violated due to live streaming or recording live lessons that are shared later. There's a quality control of instruction because recorded instruction can be edited and reviewed and re-recorded if needed, whereas with the live instruction, it's just that live time is all that you get, and you hope that you did your best. And we also are better able to keep students on pace with each other if we are able to ensure that they are having these videos each day that they're watching the instruction on. We also have expanded our outdoor classrooms to include everybody. What this means is that all the general ed teachers have been assigned an outdoor extension to their classroom for them to use as they wish. In our planning, we've talked about taking the kids outside to eat their meals, taking the kids outside to do silent reading, or teaching lessons outside if it's appropriate. When students are outside, they do not have to wear a mask as long as they can stay 6 feet away from other people. And so we are hoping that this is a great opportunity for us to be outside more and spend more time in this beautiful environment that we have here. We've also made some significant investments to making this year successful for everybody. Schoolcraft purchased additional Chromebook devices for all of our K-3 students, which brings us into a one-to-one situation for all of our students. This will allow for better connectivity and access to materials for all of the students, as well as streamlining our instructions and our troubleshooting process. We've also purchased PPE for staff and students. That includes face masks, face shields, disposable surgical gowns, and infrared thermometers. And our staff was on site this week for 2 days of additional training on the reopening plans and to begin preparing their classrooms for social distancing. So let's talk a little bit about designations and how that works. On July 30th, the state released a formula that schools are to use as a discussion point for how to reopen. And basically the formula dials down to new cases per 10,000 residents. So the chart that you can see on this screen, you can see that trend line and how it is rolling. And this trend line is actually even a little bit out of date because our last data point is on the 1st and it is now the 13th. So as of today, our cases in Beltrami County are at 264, which is up from 217 last week. We have been in consultation with the Minnesota Department of Health and with the Beltrami County Health. And in essence, what we're trying to do at Schoolcraft is pay attention to that trend. We want to look at data from a 6 to 8 week point of view because we feel that that gives us a better grasp on how the virus is spreading, while also allows for us to make plans and for families to make plans in longer chunks of time rather than having to quickly find childcare, for example, or quickly find after-school care. We felt that looking at a trend line and making a decision for over a longer course of time would allow for that planning to be more efficient. So what we know today is that we will be in a hybrid model until November 6th. That's the end of our first quarter. The hybrid schedule will be 4 days on-site live teaching and 4 days of learning at home, with Fridays being a distance learning day for everyone. The exception to this is kinder crew. We felt strongly that those kiddos should be here on the first week of school to meet their teacher, get their materials, and kind of get the lay of the land a little bit. So kinder crew will be attending 2 days and 2 days on and 2 days off on the first week of school. And then after that, they will go on to that 1 week on, 1 week off schedule like the rest of the school. Our goal for the designations is to change each quarter. So unless there's a big change in the number of positive cases, you can expect that we will be in the hybrid model for the entire first quarter. And I will make a new designation towards the end of October for how we will proceed with second quarter. So what does this mean for your student? Later today, you will be getting an email that will tell you whether or not you are in the blue group or in the green group. And keep in mind that kinder crew will be attending 2 days on the first week of school. You will also find out today what your crew placements are, and you will be getting a calendar that you can tack up on your fridge to help us keep on track with each other about which weeks are blue and which weeks are green. Soon, you will be receiving a schedule for how to join those live classes. From home, students should plan to attend math, language arts, expedition, and crew. But the recorded lessons are available anytime. So if you're not able to make it to your 10 o'clock math class, for example, you can always log in later that day or in the evening or before 10 o'clock and watch your instruction then. The benefit of joining the classes when they are live to watch the video with the component that's here at school is then you can ask questions in real time and you could receive help from your teacher in real time rather than having to wait for an office hour or for an email to get back to you later. So what still needs to be done? there's a lot that still needs to be done. So here's a few pieces of the puzzle that I'm still working on, but will be ready for release very soon. A revised attendance policy for learning from home, a policy and procedure for opting in and out of distance learning, and a written procedure for dealing with a positive COVID case in the school. All of these are things that we have talked about and that we have kind of in draft form, but have not yet been adopted by the board, and that will be coming soon. So what can families do? Ultimately, we will all stay in school longer if our cases diminish. And so we are asking to practice the 4 W's: wear a mask, wash your hands, watch your time, and watch your distance. Keep an eye on your email and respond to surveys. We've sent out a number of surveys over the summer, and your feedback on those surveys has really helped us guide our planning and make decisions as we go. So I appreciate you putting in your feedback to those surveys. That really helps us. And please reach out to us if you have questions or concerns. Even if it seems silly or if it seems like something that maybe isn't necessarily a school thing, I would still like to hear about it if you would like to share, because it helps me know how the community is doing, what our families are up against. And sometimes I'm able to connect people with the right person that can put their mind at ease or dispel any rumors that are out there that can just kind of keep us all moving along together in a safe and positive way. So if you have any questions or concerns or thoughts or input or ideas, please feel free to send them my way. Email is the fastest way to reach me, and I do my best to get a hold of people as soon as I can after I receive an email. My motion sensor light's turned off. Other contact information is included near the end of the reopening plan document, and I really look forward to seeing you and seeing your kids again. And this is going to be a really good year at Schoolcraft. So thanks for being a part of the journey.